Now about the midterms. The fate of the House is still up in the air, although the Democrats will retain control of the Senate, even if Herschel Walker wins his runoff against Raphael Warnock on December the 6th. But as I said, the House clearly will go to the Republicans. Maybe not by the margin, maybe by just a few seats, but the Republicans will very likely take control of the House. And if so, according to Representative Comer, a Republican from Kentucky, it is still a big deal.
Yes, 218 is the magic number. So as long as we attain 218, then we'll have the chairmanships, and with a couple of committees, including the House Oversight Committee, along with the chairmanship comes subpoena power. And that's very important because, as you know, we've requested a lot of information from this administration while we've been in the minority for the past 2 years, and this administration has blocked us at every turn. So we're finally going to have the power of the subpoena to be able to get the information that the American people deserve answers to.
And Biden did a victory lap, understandably so, but he's still Biden.
No, I'm just saying. I just found it interesting that Biden's being Biden's being an extremist.
Like I said, he's still Biden.
We're going to help make the transition to a low-carbon future more affordable for everyone. Accelerate decarbonation beyond our borders. In fact, the International Energy Agency recently concluded that our significant climate investment will, quote, help turbocharge turbocharge the emerging global clean energy economy. I was reading their quote, sorry.
It's going to be a long 2 years. Now, Jamie Raskin is one of the members of the January 6th committee hearing, and he says that the Republicans have elected a whole bunch of, quote unquote, election deniers.
Well, that's a statement about the political contamination of the GOP by Donald Trump. And again, Kevin McCarthy and other leaders within the Republican Party are now required to make a decision about whether they're going to try to rid themselves of Donald Trump and his toxic influence on the party.
But these 155 House Republicans are his constituency. Kevin McCarthy, if he wants to be leader, will need to consider.
Yes.
Well,
it's a real problem for Kevin McCarthy now because there are certain pro-Trumpists within his House caucus who refuse to accept that he's really with Trump, and they want to get rid of McCarthy. And some of them, they have names very early in the alphabet, like Biggs, and they might just vote for Trump when they, take the roll call for speakers.
Whenever I watch a news program that's not Fox, I always tell myself, how many seconds will it take before somebody mentions Trump? Now, Jamie Raskin talked about the toxic element of election deniers. He ought to know he's one. He was one of those who joined Benny Thompson, the chair of the January 6th committee, first week of January 2005. 30 Democrats, House Democrats, with Senator Barbara Boxer from California, mentioned this before, and the support of Hillary Clinton, senator from New York. They joined to overturn the election results in Ohio, claiming without any evidence that the Diebold voting machine had been tampered with. So if anybody ought to know what an election denier is, it's Mr. Raskin. Now, Trump has been attacking Ron DeSantis, a man who had a huge victory on Tuesday. The rest of the Republicans didn't do so well, except for Florida and also Iowa. By the way, the Iowa governor, Governor Reynolds, Kim Reynolds, she won by 20 points. And the Republicans in Iowa pretty much ran the table. I've been spending time in Iowa. The only Democrat left standing in Iowa is the state auditor, and he won his race by outspending his opponent 10-1. They retained 3 seats. They flipped a fourth, Zach Nunn, whom I campaigned for. So Iowa and Florida had huge nights. And Trump then went after Ron DeSantis.
But I used to come out and it used to drive the fake news crazy. But today I have the highest poll numbers I've ever had, perhaps partly because the Democrats are doing so badly running our country and people want our tremendous success of no inflation, energy independence, military victory. Remember, I defeated ISIS 100%. Remember? Al-Baghdadi, and so many other things, including crime. We had it way down. But we have the best poll numbers. Where are they? Are they putting them up on the screen? I think so. Put them up. Look. Yeah, we're putting them up. We're winning big, big, big in the Republican Party for the nomination like nobody's ever seen before. Let's see. There it is. Trump at 71. Ron DeSanctimonious.
Ron DeSanctimonious. He also took a swipe at the governor of Virginia, Glenn Youngkin, and said, Youngkin, what kind of name is that? Sounds Chinese. I don't know why. I know this. There's a new poll that shows Ron DeSanctimonious, to quote President Trump, has now overtaken Trump as a Republican presidential favorite in 2024 among Republicans and independent-leaning independents. 42% want DeSantis to be the party's nominee in 2024, while 35% want Trump. That's a huge change from just a month ago. What's this? The great Eldersky is holding a pair of baby brown, MYPILLOW, my slippers, soft, so comforting. I mean, this is so soft, it could almost make you want to go to sleep. Almost, because my show is so exciting, of course, you could never do that. They also come in different colors and in different styles. So be sure to hit that number on your screen or go to MyPillow.com, use promo code ELDER. MyPillow.com, promo code ELDER. And what's this? Larry has a MyPillow slipper. Yes, he does. And these, of course, come in different sizes. And they are so comforting to sleep on. It's like sleeping on a cloud. You've never slept on a cloud? Well, neither have I, but I hear it's comforting. Finally, I have in my baby brown libertarian fingers a Giza Dream bedsheet, MyPillow sheet. Mine is in white because, after all, I'm the black face of white supremacy. What other color would I get? But you might want a different color. And they come in different sizes because beds are different sizes and in different colors. MyPillow.com, promo code ELDER, or hit that number on your screen. I'll be right back. Now, let's turn, shall we, to Hunter Biden. The Hunter Biden laptop whistleblower says he's still afraid to leave his home. Remember the guy to whom Hunter Biden took the laptop to have it repaired, and he turned it over to the feds? He says he's afraid to leave his home.
I don't really leave the house.
And he says when he goes out, it's not uncommon for him to get harassed and hassled.
I went out the other day and somebody got in my face and I had to leave. So it's unfortunate that, you try to go out and go to a place that you think is safe, and it's still, people haven't gotten over it. And I get it. Buyer's remorse is, this is what happens when you order your president through the mail. It's, people are upset. And if I'm an easy target, I don't like to put myself in that situation. So if I can avoid a confrontation, I'm visually impaired. So I'm not going to see it coming when it does. And there's lots of ways for visually impaired people to have accidents. And I'd rather not put myself in that situation. So I really don't leave the home.
Wow. Let's hope some of the sympathy that people had for Paul Pelosi also goes in the direction of this man. He turned over the Hunter Biden laptop. He's getting threats. He's getting harassed. He's afraid to leave his home. What does that say about our political discourse among our friends on the left? Now, Joe Biden's student loan program. Joe Biden, as you know, forgot that he did it with executive order and not through Congress, as he recently said, falsely.
The other piece what we're trying to do is, you probably are aware, I've just signed a law that's being challenged by my Republican colleagues, who are the same people who got PPP loans for up to close to, in some cases, up to $500,000-$600,000. They have no problem with that. The individuals in Congress got those. But what we've provided for is, if you went to school, if you qualify for a Pell Grant, you qualify for you qualify for $20,000 in debt forgiveness. Secondly, if you don't have one of those loans, you just get $10,000 written off. It's passed. I got it passed by a vote or two, and it's in effect. And already a total of, I think it's now 13 million people have applied for that service.
No, it didn't get passed by a vote or two. You did it with an executive order. Speaking of which, a Trump appointed judge has said that the student loan debt forgiveness program is illegal. U.S. District Judge Mark Pittman called the gift to these young voters. By the way, I think that was a factor in why the Republicans did so badly on Tuesday. A lot of young people were happy about the student debt forgiveness and wanted to make sure it went through and went to the polls. This judge said it was one of the most egregious abuses of executive power in presidential history, equating it to the sort of tyranny the founding fathers sought to get rid of with our Constitution. Here is what he said, and I'm quoting the judge. In this country, we are not ruled by an all-powerful executive with a pen and a phone. Instead, we are ruled by a Constitution that provides for 3 distinct and independent branches of government. As President James Madison warned, the accumulation of all powers, legislative, executive, and judiciary in the same hands, whether of one, a few, or many, whether hereditary, self-appointed, or elective, may justly be pronounced the very definition of tyranny, end of quote. And by the way, according to CNBC, over 70% of the recipients are going to use their money for dining and for vacations.
Well, that could be according to one survey, but it could be easy as well for some people to enjoy traveling and eating out rather than worrying about the future. One financial coach tells CNBC.com that you should not use the loan forgiveness only for long-term goals. Your short-term self may get frustrated and give up on planning ahead altogether.
Short-term, dining, vacationing. And so those who did not go to college, those who paid back their loans, are subsidizing those who took out loans, will now be forgiven a certain part of that loan so they can go on vacation and they can go out and have a nice meal. Maybe they're going to be eating at the French Laundry with Governor Newsom. I don't know. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and be sure to click on the description below to get on our mailing list, because believe it or not, we have been demonetized by YouTube. I have no idea why, but if you want to make sure you don't miss any of our videos, you've got to get on our mailing list. Also, as I said, we've been demonetized, so feel free to throw a little something in the tip jar. You can always hit that donate button and donate. And remember, the first half of the show you can see for free. Second half of the show, you have to be a subscriber. How do you subscribe? Go to LarryWithEpoch.com. That's LarryWithEpoch.com.